Hello everyone and welcome to Coffee Chat with CASASC. This is our 5th edition and I'm here with Jamie, Dr. Jamie. So thank you for joining us. This is a semi-weekly coffee chat that we have. We're here to answer your questions, so please connect with us however you want. Message us through Facebook or comment down below. We're happy to answer your questions live while we talk today. So our first little note is it's BYOM, so bring your own mug. So I asked Jamie to bring her own mug today. So show them what you brought.
I don't know if they can see. It's kind of far away. But it's a Harry Potter Magic is Real mug by a company that is made in Golden, BC. And Harry Potter is one of my all-time favorite things on this planet. So
she's a pothead.
I am.
I don't know if that's what they call people who love Harry Potter. But that's what I'm saying. So my mug actually is straight from Starbucks. So I got it when I worked there in Calgary. And this mug actually has a label on the bottom that says Cheryl. So it was a special mug for one of our long time and frequent customers. So Cheryl would always come and get her coffee out of this mug. And I managed to get it after that when I left the store. Thank you,
Does
Cheryl.
Cheryl know you have her mug?
Probably not. I don't think Cheryl is watching. Alright, so like I said before, this is Jamie Prowse-Turner. So I'm happy to have her here. So tell us what you do with CASASC.
So with CASASC, I am one of the psychologists here. I'm a registered provisional psychologist, and I'm also the clinical program coordinator, which means that I kind of help work with all of the therapists that we have here on staff.
Mm-hmm. And you've been with the agency for
6
some
years,
time, so
almost 6 years. 6 years this year.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a long time. Okay, first question. So right now is kind of a crazy time period for a lot of people. So, and fear and anxiety is heightened. So what can people do to stay calm during this time period?
So I'm going to completely say this, understanding the irony that we are on Instagram at this point in time, but we do need to be careful about social media to start off with, because there is a lot of fear-based kind of posts,
Right.
Facebook, Instagram, everything that's going on. So if you're going on that, really monitoring how long you're spending on time on social media, really kind of monitoring what type of posts you're looking at. A lot of people are spending so much time on the news and watching the statistics, and it's really driving a lot of that fear and anxiety for them. So I'm not saying, obviously, don't go on social media, but really monitoring what you are interacting with.
Okay.
And trying to create some form of new routine. We need to find a new normal, because you hear a lot about people talking about this idea that we're scared of what we've become, but it's a little bit of an eye-opener too, of kind of a reflection piece on slowing down and trying to really figure out what you can do in that time period that makes you feel good about yourself. Is it getting to read a book that you have been waiting to read? Is it going for more walks or spending more time with your family or doing anything of those sorts? It's really trying to, on a person-by-person basis, figure out what helps them.
Okay. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of posts lately where people saying, you should be out there hustling, you have all this extra time, so you should be, I don't know, learning a new skill, like a new language, or getting super fit, doing home workouts, and I'm just a little concerned that that's putting a lot of pressure on people during such a, a unique, fear-filled time. Yeah.
Well, and I always find that interesting too, because let's be honest, most of us were probably about 6 months behind, if not more, about everything we had to do to start off with. So saying that we can start something new is, again, just keeping up with that same old adage of go, 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 go. And a lot of people, I hope, are using this time to finally catch up on some of those things that they've been putting on the back burner. And the thing that people don't realize is the more things that you have on your plate that aren't being completed, the more anxiety you're going to have. And so if you start putting those new expectations on yourself about, oh, I should do this or I should do this, then it's just going to add to the anxiety rather than you feeling better about the situation as a whole, right? So,
Right. I love that idea, working on some things on the back burner, maybe years ago.
Right, yes. The to-do list that has grown exponentially.
Okay, here's another one. Someone wrote in, I feel lost and hopeless right now. What can I do to stay connected with people? Maybe family members that they're far away from.
Yeah.
They're missing a connection.
For sure. One of the big things that people aren't necessarily recognizing right now is that we're having a huge impact from grief and loss. And that loss is that loss of connection that a lot of people aren't necessarily kind of recognizing as much as they might need to. A lot of individuals that, would classify themselves as introverted, I think they're going, this is a perfect time for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also human. So humans by default need that social connection at some point. And so we need to be careful about not just assuming that some people are really good with this kind of dynamic and other people are not good with the dynamic that we're engaging in. And so one of the things I would really recommend is reach out to people and actively reach out. And so, you see people saying, if you need somebody, call me. We should send people a message, see if they're doing okay. Is there anything that we can do for you? Video chats are going to be really good. I know that it's obviously not the same, but it's different to talk to somebody over text and on the phone than it is to kind of see their face. And some level of making sure that we are getting that connection piece. So what are you doing to maintain those relationships that you easily had prior to this, because you want to make sure those relationships exist. So maybe that's, I know my parents are playing cards online with their friends that they used to get together with on the weekends, and so it's really great for them to be able to still kind of get together and connect in a completely different and unique way. And we just, I hate to say this, but we need to kind of be creative sometimes, is figuring out how we can make those connections happen. My parents are going to connect with my kiddos and try and play. They used to play Uno with them all the time, so trying to figure out how they can play Uno with them through technology. And is it ideal? No, obviously not. But can we figure out ways that might mitigate that in some ways? Hopefully, yes. Right? And I do want people to acknowledge that, there are other things that we have lost. There are other things that we are grieving through this time, and connection is a big one. So we need to just really think long and hard about how we might be able to maintain that, and especially reaching out to individuals who might be more isolated than others, making sure that we're checking in on them and phoning them. Now's the time to make sure those connection pieces are happening.
Totally, yeah. I know for myself, I've tried out Netflix Party. That was pretty fun. So it's a program where you can watch the same Netflix show with someone who's far away.
Yes.
It's
my
pretty
boyfriend
awesome.
swears that he invented that, and then Netflix finally came out with it.
He told us about it.
Right? I know, it was super funny.
So yeah, and it's really cool. There's like a chat box on one of the sides, so you can chat with the person while you watch it, or you can even have them on the phone at the same time and just watch like the exact same show. And it's not like watching a movie with someone, but it's as close as you're going to get.
Yeah, and I swear he did, because he had said this would be such a great idea, and then when this all happened, it came out, and I was like, see, there's your idea, they stole it from you.
So there's Netflix Party, and I know too, there's been a few birthdays that have happened, during this time period, so people are finding really creative ways to sing happy birthday or say happy birthday to their loved ones from afar. So
exactly. My parents were on
cool.
Skype with us during my cake and blowing out the candle situation. So again, not ideal, but better than
exactly.
nothing.
The option is there. It's cool. Okay, here's another question. Let's say I'm a parent and now all of a sudden my child is home with me 24/7 and I'm responsible for their education. How do I even talk to them about this situation? Like why they're not at school anymore, why I'm now their teacher. Yeah.
Yes.
How should I go about this?
That's a good question. Kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for sometimes, but we still need to bring it down to their level. So really trying to explain to them that there's a lot of really good videos on YouTube about germs and how they are spread, and so we can just kind of look up some of those. I found those really helpful to kind of getting them to understand why we are staying away from individuals and kind of having that recognition. And then one of the things that I've noticed too is that when you have individuals kind of not sure how to deal with their children, it's because kids don't necessarily always respond the same way as adults do. So a lot of their responses are anxiety based or fear based, but we attribute it to them not handling the situation well.
Right.
And so sometimes we have to be careful about sheltering them too much and making sure that we want to protect them from everything that's going on. They are aware that things are happening.
Things are
They're
different.
they're at home.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when we're just kind of trying to keep that under wraps, or why they're not doing that, it's one of those things that they're recognizing that something's happening, we're not talking to them about it, and so they're wondering why. Why aren't you saying anything to me? And that can probably, in a lot of kids, start to build that fear and anxiety because they don't understand why someone's not telling them, so maybe it's worse than it actually is. So really kind of sitting down with them and getting them to understand why, in kid language, flattening the curve is important. So you can't really say that to a kid, but getting them to understand that the less people that are interacting with other individuals, then we have a better chance of not spreading those germs. And then what they can do is kind of start to recognize that, maybe they feel that they're doing their part, and we're not letting kids recognize how important they are in kind of managing this and how their lives have completely flipped upside down too. And so sometimes it's really helpful to sit down with them and make sure they're doing okay and check in with them and going, did you have a good day? Did you have a bad day? Why was it good? Why was it bad? Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you heard today that you want clarification on? And really just kind of interacting with them as though they are part of this too, and not that we're protecting them from all of this danger that they just don't really have to know about, because they're aware that things have shifted.
And I would think too, it would be good to explain to kids too why they're not visiting with grandpa and grandma.
Yep.
Too.
Yes, exactly. Why we're staying away from certain people, why their sports have been shut down, right? So my kiddos played hockey, their season got cut off, and they were supposed to start lacrosse, but lacrosse didn't start. And so they don't necessarily understand that unless we give them an explanation. And if we don't give them that explanation, then how are they supposed to understand why their lives are flipped too? So really try and make sure that you have those conversations with kids.
So connect with your kids.
Connect with your kids, exactly, yes.
Okay.
We have a question.
Oh, perfect.
How are we currently conducting sessions at this time?
Okay.
That is actually our next question.
Oh, there you
Perfect.
go. Yeah.
Perfect. So sessions are being done either via phone or video chat. So we give options for both of those at this point in time. All you have to do is call into the center, and we can arrange for whichever one you prefer at this point in time.
Yeah, so if you want to call the administration line, it's 403-340-1124, and Kathy or Erin will get you set up with a scheduled appointment with one of the therapists on the team.
And the great thing is too, is say you want to start off with video, and you're not sure if you want to do a video chat, we can always start with a video, and you can always turn off your camera halfway through and just kind of finish that off with an audio or kind of a web-based chat. So the program that we're using right now, the platform, has all three options, so it's really kind of helpful if you're on that and you start to feel uncomfortable, easy to just turn off your camera and continue on with an audio chat too.
That's pretty cool too, and it's secure.
Secure,
So,
yeah,
yes.
exactly.